Hi, Cail.
Hey, Mike.
Hi. Looking, at the third period of the game, obviously, entering into it, tied it two, and giving up the only two goals. But how would you assess the way that your team generally attacked in the third period?
Oh, I thought we were solid in the third. We got a lot of ozone time. We possessed in terms of creating, some chances. The problem that we had was a matter of getting enough direct traffic in front of Gustafson. Like we had a lot of good things happening, and there were some good opportunities, some near misses, some scrambles, things like that. But the frequency of those related to the amount of ozone time wasn't high enough.
Right. And so, like, looking at the different chances that you had, because, you guys had like a few different shifts in the third period that were like a minute long.
Yep.
But would you say that the time that you spent in the ozone was more spent on the outside as opposed to with the perimeter passes as opposed to getting guys sort of into the bumper positions or into the in front of the net?
We bumper position's not bad, but not finding in the bumper position with your toes downhill, like in a position to rip a shot. So there wasn't enough of that. There was not enough of the direct net front where we're gonna be able to not only take his eyes away, but keep him in his crease and sort of back him up a little bit. That gives your opportunities from up top more of a window to score if the goalie's sort of not able to come out and cut down the angle. So give Belleville credit. They're a good box out team, but we have to find a way around it. Whether it's for us to move out towards the shot or it's for us to sort of switch down low, get guys vertically switching in order to find better net front position there. We have to do a better job of that.
Right. And last one before I let Paige go is earlier in the game, there was some pretty good stuff going on. I thought with Phillips and Zavgarodny, just creating different chances in the offensive zone. And then later in the game, they sort of got split up. I think in the third period, and I was just wondering, what you saw from them early on, and then what might have changed to necessitate that sort of change of personnel.
I thought that we had some early on, and then it went away, and then we weren't getting much, and wanted to find a way to just spark something a little different. So flip flopped Phillips and Peterson on those lines, just see if we could get a bit of a different look. Right away, we sent out Phillips with Godin and Philp, and they had a glorious chance right off the bat. So after seeing that, decided to let them stay a little bit. That matches up with the power plays as well. So when you get down to the 6-on-5 situations, they're already lined up in that respect, so that you're not dealing with one tired guy and two fresh guys. So that's sort of the reasoning there.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead, Paige.
Hi, Cail. Do you feel like some of the things you were able to work on in practice the last week kind of showed themselves in tonight's game?
Not enough. I don't feel like they did enough. I thought that we worked on, how we're going to manage our exits in terms of getting out of our zone, and I didn't think that we were real crisp on that early in the game, and I thought that was a problem. I felt like our start wasn't good enough, and that stemmed from how we managed the puck and how well we supported and talked to each other in the defensive zone in order to, evade their forecheck and get out. So to answer your question on that respect, no. I think the offensive things that we worked on were pretty solid, definitely, but we have to find a way, as Mike and I were talking about, to create a better version of traffic in order to help those point shots or help those tip plays find the back of the net.
Right. And in that first goal by Belleville, where it's kind of there was some questionable contact on Garrett Sparks as well, do you feel like you're almost missing an opportunity at this level with not being able to use the video review?
Yep, on that one I do, but it's the way it is this year, so there's no sense worrying about it any further than right now. But you try to plead your case and see. You hope that one of the four guys on the ice catches what happened there, and they didn't. So we just got to move on.
For sure. And then just one more question out of me, kind of relating to trade deadline and stuff like that. Is it kind of a little bit tough seeing someone like David Riddick go after earning his spot with the Flames through the Stockton Heat?
It's bittersweet. I think the idea that David was able to go up and be, not only a good player but a great personality on the Flames, and I think I speak for myself and the rest of the coaching staff that's either in Stockton or in Calgary that we enjoyed working with him, and we're proud to see him sort of blossom and move up and become the goaltender that he's become. But at the same time, we know that this profession involves some changing of the guard and people moving around, and we just wish him the best of luck from there.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, sort of in the same vein as Paige's last question. Obviously you're without Adam Ruzicka now, up with Calgary on their taxi squad, and ultimately just looking at what he provided this season. What do you think made him the most desirable for the Flames to recall first?
Well, Adam, obviously, there's been a little bit of up and down to his season, but the bottom line is he was a dominant player at this level for, a good 10 to a dozen games. And he is a big centerman with good amount of skill and great size and skill combination. So it's one of those situations where I think he's developing and he deserves a look up there. And so I think that, the combination that he brings to the table, finding a consistency on a more regular basis is something that, if he can do that, he's going to be an NHL player.
Right. And, sticking with the personnel questions, obviously there was, talk that, Tyler Parsons getting back, with the team, skating, and is he at a position, because he wasn't dressed tonight, is he at a position where he might be close to returning at some point?
Yep, he's close. He is practicing with the group now, so that's the first time he's practiced with a team in a while, dating back to COVID times. So it's going to take him a few practices to get up to speed there. We have to be patient with him, want to be smart with him. So he's getting closer, but it's going to be a little bit yet.
Okay, and looking at the back-to-back situation, obviously with the game tomorrow, any credence to be lent towards returning with Sparks, or perhaps giving Andrew Shortridge the start?
Well, we haven't talked about that as a staff yet. We'll go in and talk about that a little bit here in the next hour and make a decision.
Okay, and then the last one for me, obviously new bodies coming in all the time with Kuznetsov and Solovyov, and the most recent being Walker Duehr, and I was wondering if you had any updates on any of those players.
Kuznetsov has been on the ice with us, and so we've been able to see him. So he would be the closest of those players. Walker Duehr is arriving in town any day now, and so it's going to be a little more time for him in that respect. So, but we're happy to have Kuznetsov on the ice with us right now.